So, he's back off holiday. He's had a good break. Life's feeling great. Feeling chilled out. Feeling rested. Got some sun. Had some fun. Feeling good. And prior to going away, I sort of had a week. I didn't want to film. I was losing the sort of spark. And before I went away on holiday, I just had to try and figure out how to get that spark back and how to realise why am I feeling like I don't want to film at all. The conclusion I came to, I do get this habit of getting carried away, and getting carried away in terms of not fulfilling the way or the reason that I set out to do this, not sticking to what my original plan and the original reason why I wanted to film videos. It helps me mentally to sift through my thoughts and stuff like that, and to speak and get things out, and to help people. I think when I get up in my own head and when I get into a feeling of I don't want to film, it's because I don't have anything to say. And I don't want to force to say things. And when I do, it's daft. It seems like it's just too forced. I get a bit fed up and I get a bit like, oh, I want to do it because I ain't got anything useful to say. And then the pressure becomes on what I'm actually saying. And I've said it in the past. A way to get around that is not put so much value on being right. I can be wrong, but that just doesn't seem to be enough of a solution to get me to freely film and to not focus on what I'm saying. The conclusion I came up with was I'm trying too hard to help other people. Sometimes when you teach too much and you want to tell someone everything, and it doesn't leave any space for a bit of creativity, a bit of, individuality, that's a word. Leaving it up to someone to figure it out. How to raise someone, how to raise a child and have them grow up to be decent, to be all right, to be like me, I guess, in a way, or to be as lucky as me, decent personality traits and stuff like that. And I think the harder you try to do that, the more you're forcing them into being a certain way, being a certain person. And it's not just letting them naturally be who they want to be. And that's what I'm doing here. If I focus too much on trying to help other people, I'm trying to force people in a way to think, in a way to be, by trying to say the right stuff, just to say stuff and have people listen to what I say. Hopefully people see it as a positive of whatever I say, or they learn a lesson from anything that I say. But I just figured out that that's not the way I should be doing it. That's not the best way for me and anyone else, because I'm not a teacher. I don't know the way. And that's why I struggle to sit down and sometimes film a video and say what I got to say, because in the back of my head, I'm like, well, I don't actually know myself. Just have to show. I just have to document. And I have to focus on that. Just focus on documenting. The analogy that I saw in my head, when you go hiking and the path isn't too clear, you sort of see a path form, maybe from animals or other people or whatever, but it's a faint path. And one of the things you don't do with that path is you don't think about who made that path. You use the path to your advantage. Different weather conditions might not let you go on that path. Might be too wet. You might see a drier path. You might go your own way, but you've used part of that path. And that's all I've got to do. I've just got to lay out my path. And if anyone wants to follow that path or take anything from the path that they see, that faint line when you're hiking that you see, if anyone wants to go on that and experience the same thing, then that's completely free to them. And that's what it is with the words that I'm speaking and the videos that I'm making, that I have to realize I literally have to document. I literally have to focus on me and just expressing what's in my head and what's in my thoughts and what's happening and anything, just documenting the path. And that's all that matters, is my path. And that I've just got to keep going along with my path. And if anyone wants to look and wants to see and wants to join and wants to learn from anywhere that they can, and if they don't want to do any of that, that's also fine. And there can't be too much pressure on trying to do something and squeezing the little bits of thoughts and lessons that I learn and forcing it upon people and hoping that people change. It's not how the world works, I don't think. You can't force people to think a certain way. We're all so special because We're all individuals. We have our own way of thinking and doing and behaving. And it's probably built up from genetics and outside experiences and watching different things. On this holiday that I've been on, I brought 2 books that I've already read. I read when I was younger, and it's sort of the basis, the foundation of how I think and what I believe about life. And it's been one of them has been so many years. I couldn't even tell you. Been so many years since I read it that I thought I'll read it again and see what information I get from it now as I'm older. And as I'm reading it, I'm thinking there's so many words, there's so many pages that I'm reading, and I'm like, I know it all. This is my foundation. This is, you know what I mean? I've already took this information and it's almost become me. And I do that with a lot of things, a lot of opinions and a lot of sort of experiences that I have are sort of based off another source of input. I guess I figured out a while ago that have a fresh input into your system, into your mind, into your thoughts, into everything, no matter what it is, you just have to have an input because you don't know the reaction of what that information is going to have. And that's all I'm here to do. That's all. I'm just here to be a source of information, whether it's right, wrong, it doesn't matter. It's just a source. And I've got to more focus on me and just what sort of relay what's happening in my life, I guess. That's the easier way, I think. So there's not so much pressure on, I have to say something. But anyway, that's it. So peace.